How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today, I'm going to talk about why I got fired from Amazon. Amazon Fresh in particular. But before I get to that, you might want to grab yourself a cup of coffee, like from our sponsor, Cometeer. Cometeer is 100% brewed coffee, flash frozen at the peak of freshness and delivered to your doorstep every month. Making coffee this way is very fast. Simply run it under warm water to loosen the frozen puck. Pour in 6 ounces of hot water and add in your favorite creamer. I'm having the hologram over here. It says it has notes of milk chocolate, fruit, and syrup. Okay, let's give this a taste test. Oh yeah, it's very smooth, like fruit candy smell for normal coffee beans. As soon as you bring it home and you let it sit for a week or two, then it starts to oxidize and it starts to not taste as fresh. Flash frozen coffee is like this. You have the best coffee that's roasted and you drink it right away and it tastes like this. Go to cometeer.com to get your 40% off of your first order with coupon code BUSH40. Now, how did I get fired? I didn't do anything wrong in particular. I just did not show up for a really long time. They even called me. I didn't return their call or anything, and eventually they just figure I'm like missing in action or something. I disappeared, and then they just cut me off. I couldn't log on to my account. At Amazon Fresh, they have these things called infraction points. If you get more than 8 of them, then something's wrong. Then they start to look at your account and, take action from there. Right at the get-go, I was not too interested in putting in full-time work and working as long as possible. I just wanted to experience what it's like working there. So I asked the shift manager, how many shifts do I have to work to not get in trouble? And they basically said, oh, you only need to work like 1 or 2 per month. I'm like, oh, okay, that's easy to do. But if you look at the infraction points, I think after a month or so, every single week that you don't work, you get 1 additional infraction point. So theoretically, I should have been fired about 3 months or so after I completely stopped working. But in reality, I got fired about 6 months after I completely stopped working. I think this is because of the pandemic. They at some point reset the points, and so it worked out to be about 6 months. So here are the paychecks that I got from Amazon. Every single week I got paid. October 15th, it's about 6 months ago. So you see every single paycheck I got $228, $205, and $221. How do I know I got fired? Even though I never talked to anyone, no one said you are fired in particular. I finally found out I got fired because I found some money in my account. This is what I saw today. 4/14/2022, I got a deposit from Prime Now LLC. I recognize this because I've seen it before, and this is the source from Amazon Fresh that they pay from, and then they paid me $495. This is a little bit ridiculous because considering all the amount that they paid me before amounted to about $600 or so. So they essentially doubled my total wages just from this, what I think it's severance pay. When I tried to log on to my account, because I want to give you guys a little bit more detail from my pay stubs, it gave me this: your account is temporarily disabled, so I can't even look at my ADP pay stubs anymore. I probably don't ever want to work there. At the same time, I figure, hey, what if one day I really need money and I need to go back to work there? If I reapply, maybe they're not going to hire me because I just kind of outright ignored them for 6 whole months, right? So there's a little bit of regret in that. And I think if I submit a resignation, they're not going to give me this $495. So in the end, it probably worked out for the best because I got a little bit of extra money over here. I want to take this time to reflect on this whole experience. What is it like working at Amazon Fresh? It's like a big grocery store that's employees only, and you fetch a bunch of stuff, you scan it, put it in a bag, and you seal it with a sticker, and then it goes off and gets shuttled off to some drivers, and then the drivers deliver it to your door. The logistics and stuff, I'm not going to talk about all that. It doesn't really matter, because if you do get a job like that, you're going to learn it all on the fly. Within probably 2 or 3 shifts, you're going to learn everything if you're a quick learner. Most of the time, you're just alone. You get very short amounts of training, and when you're alone, you have this little cart that you're pushing around. So for like 4 whole hours, you're just by yourself and you're just thinking to yourself, looking at the scanner, putting groceries into the bags, and you don't have people next to you that you can chit chat and stuff and talk about and learn more about other coworkers or anything. When you're working, you pass by people, there are other people around, but I think it still feels a bit lonely because you are just too busy trying to do your job because you have numbers to meet. There are 3 sections. There is the normal temperature section, there is the fridge section, and the freezer section. And from my experience being in the fridge section, even though, you know, they provide jackets that you can put on like a beanie and stuff that they provide and extra thick gloves, it does get cold in there. And it's not pleasant to hang around in there for too long unless you are very, very well prepared. Shifting from the cold to the warm, you know, you got to take off all that equipment, but that's not a big issue. You get used to it. But I would say even with all the gear and stuff, it's not pleasant to hang around in the fridge for too long. And they have a freezer section, and I imagine it's not going to be too pleasant hanging around there. It's kind of like, you know, in the winter time, right? Do you like to hang around outside with a big jacket and stuff in the cold for long periods of time? You don't. So that's what it's like in the fridge section. The pay varies greatly by region. If you are in a high density, high cost of living area, you're gonna get a little bit more pay. I estimate like $17 to $20 or so. But the area I worked around, they were only paying about $15. There are no college requirements. I figured this is like relatively good pay. You might be wondering why I do something like this, even though I am traditionally a white collar worker in the engineering field. I just wanted to experience it, broaden my mind a bit, and I felt overall it's a very, very good experience. I learned a lot. What did I actually learn? Manual labor is really, really hard work, and this is the thing that probably my parents and stuff try to get me out of. When all the Asian people, they're like, yeah, you know, college is good, you know, go to college, and then after that, then you don't have to work at manual labor jobs. Because of my good performance, I had at least 100 scans per hour, which is a pretty good achievement. And because of this, they sent me like 2 or 3 notices on trying to convert me to a full-time position. And when you go to full-time, you can like get other things like health benefits and stuff, but that would mean I have to work a lot more. And this is just something I didn't really want to do, right? Like as an ongoing basis. I want to take this time to show you all the free stuff I got. Out of the $650 of pay, $100 of it was because of the vaccine bonus. I got a vaccine, uploaded my cards and stuff, and they gave me free money. So that's kind of cool. I happened to be there because that location was a very good performer and they had like free snacks and stuff. So I had like 3 or 4 rounds of free snacks, which consists of 2 Oreo cookies or like a free bag of chips. I also arrived at a very good time where they started giving away free work shoes, and these are the exact pair that I got. Merrell waterproof, which are really, really good, and they have these steel toe things. It's very hard here, so things can fall on your toes and it won't crush your toes. And they look very good, but then they're a little bit heavy to use day to day, so they're very good in terms of work shoes. About $100 value here. When you go into work, you have access to free work gear, including these little nitrile gloves, right? And these kind of masks that you can put on. You can see it has this Amazon logo, and there's other things like protective things for your forearms. There's thicker type of gloves in case you go into the fridge section. There are orange beanies and black full ski mask type things that you can have. So you can grab them, you know, as you need them. And they don't really tell you what the policy is, you know. Are you allowed to get one every single shift that you go? I assume so. Are you allowed to take these home after you're done with the shift? I don't know. There's no policy stated anywhere, so, you know, I have these after working my shift. So all in all, I think it's a great experience. If you're going to work there for real, full time, I'd say it's not bad. Like, it's a clean environment and I actually quite enjoyed it. And I think there are other opportunities if you work there long enough to move up into like managerial roles and stuff. Of course, I wasn't there long enough to do something like that. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.